Hello, everyone. Hope your October is very spooky. Mine is hopefully gonna be spooky. So I don't know if I want to spoil what my Halloween costume is because I last year I wore my Halloween costume during my video, so maybe I won't spoil it. But part of my costume is delayed by like 3 days. So the main part of it, though, like the actual clothes, are here, but I bought an accessory for it. So, Spirit Halloween, count your days. But in other news, my book, What If I Ruled the World? Poems by My Music, please check it out if you haven't. It's linked in the link tree, linked in the description. It's linked everywhere. Link, 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 link. Uh, yeah. So that's just a little bit of rambling in the beginning. So we're here to talk about Wednesday season 2. Um, as always, Stop. Computer always wants to do something extra. It's a supernatural mystery comedy. So that hasn't changed. I did not put the release date for the second season. I guess I should have, which I think it was this year. Let's check it. Since I'm here at the computer anyway. I am not connected to the internet. What's going on my internet, y'all? Yeah, she is. I'll do that later. Well, guess we're not gonna know when season 2 is started, but I'm pretty sure. That's why they were asking me if I went to hotspot. I didn't even realize. Well, anyway, I think it was this year, 2025. I'm sure if you watch this video, you can tell me. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. I think it just ended in September, so there's that. Yeah. As always, it's created by Alfred Goh and Miles Miller, and directed by the legendary Tim Burton. So the new synopsis for season 2 is: in the second season, Wednesday returns to Nevermore, and while developing her psychic abilities, must face a new tormentor and prevent her roommate's death. Which I guess is kind of a spoiler anyway. In addition, Pugsley enrolls in Nevermore as Weem's successor. Barry Dort wants Morticia to take on a fundraising role while he looks after his own interests. Um, I guess when I get to something spoiler-y, I'll say spoiler alert. There's something at the end that I will definitely give a spoiler alert for, but like just in case, just give a big spoiler alert. So most of I'm just gonna talk about the new cast. So if you don't know who the old cast is, sorry, I don't feel like saying all their names again. So Steve Buscemi as Barry Dort. He's a tyrokinetic successor of Principal Weems at Nevermore Academy. So I'm glad I said spoiler alert already, but she's deceased. If you did not know, in the first season, she gets killed actually. So that was very. I You know what? She was kind of a red herring for me because I thought she was going to be evil, but she did not end up being the evil principal, which I guess this is kind of a spoiler. But yeah, Principal Dort, Barry Dort, he is the evil principal that I thought she was going to be. Well, she did cover up some bad things, so I guess she is kind of like evil adjacent, you know. He was in the first season, but Isaac or Ordonez as Pugsley Adams. Um, he was a guest in season 1. That's was his younger brother. In season 2, he begins to develop the ability to generate static electricity similar to his uncle, which Uncle Fester could do that as well. Owen Painter as Isaac Knight slash Slurp, the reanimated corpse of a former student at Nevermore with mad scientist proclivities. I like that word, proclivities. Um, I'm gonna hopefully nobody is like. There's no other spoilers here. uh, Billy Piper as Isidore Capri, which I talked about her in my short video, a former child prodigy and werewolf music teacher at Nevermore. Uh, Luvana Onanti Luis Naya Nyawo as Richie Santiago. She was in season one, but she's the sheriff, deputy sheriff. After well, now she's the sheriff after Galpin, the sheriff from the first season, resigned. Uh, Victor, oh my gosh, Duro Bantu as Thing, a sentient disembodied hand who is sent to watch over Wednesday at Nevermore. I love Thing. He's so cool. Um, Noah B. Taylor as Bruno Judson as a werewolf student at Nevermore. Um, Evie Templeton as Angus DeMille. I guess it's DeMille. She's Wednesday's obsessed fan and student at Nevermore with the ability to turn invisible. Louise Guzman as Gomez Adams, which is Wednesday's dad. He's also a lawyer. And then there's a guy playing Lucius Hayos. It's probably Ayos because it's H. He portrays a young Gomez Adams. And then Catherine Zeta-Jones as Morticia Adams, who is Wednesday's mom. I do not have her grandmother here in the cast for some reason, but the grandma is also in the season, and I wish I could search the internet to see what her name is. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead without it. So where can you stream it? It's only on Netflix. Netflix exclusive. Oh, I forgot to put well, I only have a favorite episode. So it's called Woe Thyself. I forgot to put my least favorite episode, but I'll probably describe my least favorite episode. So my favorite episode is Woe Thyself. It's gonna be, I've already said spoiler alert, so I could stop saying it. But Wednesday and Enid switch bodies. So Wednesday is trying to do something to get her magic abilities back. So then it doesn't go as to plan, and then they end up switching bodies it's kind of a punishment because the ritual that Wednesday was doing did not go to plan because she was supposed to do a specific thing and it got messed up. So yeah, but that was so fun to see them being each other, and like the actresses that play them do a really great job because like they gave the essence of each character but in the other person's body. I felt like that was so great. I love that episode. I'm trying to think of my least favorite episode. I feel like this season I really had a lot of fun. I think I really loved it. I don't think I really had like a super least favorite episode. I'm trying to think. I can't look up the names of anything. But yeah, I think I had a really good time. I don't think I've had any episode where I was like, I will say, not an episode specific. No, yes, it was like the second episode, but I can't look up the name of it. When Agnes is revealed, she's kind of a red herring, and it kind of throws off like the other mystery that's happening. So I don't really like Agnes. And like the second episode was kind of like when I think it was the second episode when she showed up, or the third. I was like, what is this girl doing? She all up in the business and messing up the investigation. So that was one thing. So let's get into my pros and my cons and my overall opinion. So my pros are the new mysteries and stories. I love the new mysteries and stories. And of course, things are still happening from the last season. You know, they're going into the new season. And Wednesday has a stalker. So then she has to figure that out. Which I just thought about that. I don't really feel like they resolved that this season. So maybe they will resolve that. All right, I'm gonna put something in my notes, and we'll talk about it more later. Yeah, we'll talk about it more later. Um, but yeah, I totally forgot about that. But yeah, they don't really clean that up. But I'm assuming they're gonna talk about that in season 3. Um, but I love all the new mysteries. Like you learn that Wednesday, her mom tells her she's a lot like her aunt. At the end of the season, there's a big cliffhanger, so I'm going to talk about it actually. Because Aunt Ophelia has been missing for 30 years, allegedly. Because I think Morticia is suspicious, but Morticia doesn't know everything, and Aunt Ophelia also um has psychic abilities. So like her mom, Morticia, Wednesday's mom, like sees the similarities in them. So that's a really like interesting thing to like have happen. And then I loved, um, I was kind of upset that Bianca was like the evil one of the first season, because of Tim Burton not really having a lot of black people in his stuff, and then why does the black person have to be evil? But she's definitely, I feel like she definitely redeemed herself this, like, towards the end of the last season. She did actually help out at the big conflict, and then she's trying to do the right thing. She's kind of blackmailed, honestly, in this season, and I really love seeing more of her. I'm gonna be honest. If my mom put me in a cult, I don't think I'd ever see that woman again. But you know what? I really liked seeing her like separate. I mean, it ended up tying into everything to the bigger storyline. But I thought that was really cool seeing more of Bianca and more of her mom. Even though I'm like, I would let my mom dry, but that's just me. But yeah, I really love that. And then the whole backstory of Principal Dort, and yeah. So I think I already mentioned I thought that President Weems was gonna be like evil like he was. Yeah, she was not on his level. He was really he was super evil. But yeah, so that was interesting seeing him. Oh, speaking of that, let's talk about the new characters. So of course we had Principal Dort. Bruno is Enid's new boyfriend. So that was an interesting that storyline. Was So if they find out a big secret about him when they switch bodies, so that's a big thing that happens. Um, and then the grandma, Morticia's mom, Wednesday's grandma, we call her Grandma Ma. That was cool seeing her, and like we kind of get to know her, but we don't really know her. And it's a big secret at the end, and it's like, I wonder what's going on with that. And then, like I said in my short video, they're Morticia and her mom are not close. Any, I think it's because of Aunt Ophelia, and like Morticia wondering like what happened to her, and her feeling her mom abandoned Ophelia basically. But you find out something extra. We're gonna talk about it. Um. Oh, speaking of that, Aunt Ophelia, the grandma, the mom, the whole family. This season was definitely more family orientated, and it was a lot of fun. Um, Seeing all of the family members together, and um obviously it wasn't really like all happy, but they have to do something to help Wednesday with her abilities. So the women all together, and then Pugsley and Gomez are trying to like bond as a father son duo. So that was cool to see everybody like together. And I love this scene where Enid is in Wednesday's body, but she has to eat dinner with the family. And, they eat crazy stuff, so Enid is not happy. Um, so yeah, that was really cool. And then the pacing for this season is still very good. You know, um, I do. I feel like they kind of. I don't know if crammed in a lot of stuff at the end makes sense, but we're gonna talk about it. But at the ending episode, I was like, hold on, where's the rest of the stuff? But I mean, obviously they gotta have something with season 3. But I wanted more, you know. So those are my pros. So I do have one con. We have 2 cliffhangers, like big cliff. No, 3 big cliffhangers actually. Um, I've already said spoiler alert. So one cliffhanger is we learn that Aunt Ophelia is not missing. The grandma has her in her basement, just locked away. I guess that's a crazy thing to find out. Um, and then I won't talk about the message she has. She's writing something in blood on the wall. Of course, it's Wednesday related because she's the main character. So of course. Um, what is the other cliffhanger? Oh, and Ned turns into a werewolf, and apparently, is it a werewolf or is it like a Because he's already a werewolf. So what is the other thing that you could turn into? Oh my gosh, it's like an alpha something with the wolf. God, is my internet on? Let me see, because I cannot remember the word for it. I don't think it's a werewolf. Ah, okay, here we go. I can actually look it up now. Come on. All right, my internet's on. It's not a werewolf. It's something with a wolf, but it's like um gosh. I'm trying to remember what it's called. I cannot remember what it's called. So internet is slow, but it's on. Alright, we'll come back to it. But I think it might be the fact that she could stay in her werewolf form basically forever, maybe. And that since she's an alpha, other alphas are gonna hunt her, so that's crazy. So she gets into the werewolf form to help Wednesday out, to be stronger to help Wednesday, and and then she runs off. So Wednesday goes to look for her because she's like, she was scared to be like a lone wolf because werewolves are lone wolves, according to the professor, the teacher Isadora, and so you know she's off on her own. But Wednesday says she's not gonna let her be alone, so she's looking for her. And then the other cliffhanger I talked about in my short video is um, Isadora and Tyler are going to someplace. We don't know where. But she allegedly tries to take him to a place where um, hides and werewolves and, can live in harmony. I have a prediction of what that is. And I'm going to talk about it after I give my overall opinion. So my overall opinion is that's my only con. I just want the cliffhangers resolved. Uh, I love this season more than the first season, honestly. I think the mysteries and stories are even better. I feel like they keep improving, so that's good. I think all the new characters are very interesting and layered. I love seeing more of Wednesday's family and exploring their relationships with each other. The pacing is still as good as the first season. And I love that we don't need a filler episode like the first one we get right into the story immediately. I love that. And my only con is we end on some major cliffhangers, and I'm like, Now I feel like Wednesday has been successful, so I know they would probably renew it, but there have been some shows that have cliffhangers that have not been renewed, so that's crazy. But yeah, I'm so ready for next season. So yeah, so it probably won't be here until 2 years, 1 year, 2 years from now. But I'll give this season a 9 out of 10. I really loved it. So I'm gonna give some season 3 predictions. We're gonna learn more about Aunt Ophelia. I think Wednesday, so she had a vision with the diary. Because her mom gave her Ophelia's diary, and so she had a vision then, and I think she saw her maybe in the past. I think, um, but it wasn't a long vision for what I can remember. But I feel like we're gonna get more clues as to what's going on with Aunt Ophelia because allegedly she lost her mind because of her psychic abilities. That's what Morticia thinks. But clearly, the mom's up to no good. Like Morticia's mom's up to no good. Her name is Hester. So Hester's up to no good. So I feel like first when I wrote this prediction, I thought we might find out Ophelia, but I feel like that might be kind of a lot because we're finding a Ned, right? And then we have to find out Ophelia. I feel like that might be too much, but it might not be. I'm not a TV show writer. Maybe they could fit all that in there. But that's my prediction. We're gonna get yet another new principal. Um, because Principal Dort is also, but he deserved it though. So there's that. uh, But it would be cool to have like a siren or like a gorgon as a principal because what's the character's name? Bianca, I know she's the siren. Why is my thing jumping? Oh, don't know why. Okay, so yeah, season two, finally loading after all this time, was released on September 3rd. So yeah. And let me see while we're here. Let's see if I can see what's going on with the NID. Okay, we're gonna let that load. Maybe it'll jump up again when it's ready. But anyway, so yeah, so that's when season two started. So let's keep going. Yeah, it'd be cool to have a siren or a gorgon because there's only one siren. No, she might not be the only siren, Bianca, but I feel like she's the head siren. But it'd be kind of cool to have like a siren principal or a gorgon principal, and like how they navigate like that, or something else, because we had a Dort being a pyrokinetic, so that could be cool. Okay, so what is happening with Enid? Okay, let's go to season two. Where is it? Oh, did I just pass all the episodes? Okay, let me see. Yes, okay, so she's just an alpha werewolf. That's what it's called. So it's still a werewolf. But basically, she stays in the animal form and not the human looking form. So speaking of Enid, let's go to the next prediction. I think she's gonna have to find Enid, okay? But I think she's gonna do some kind of magic. I think Wednesday's gonna have to do some kind of magic to like reverse it to get her to be like human form again. So I feel like that's something that might happen. And I hope she finds a Nid. I like the Nid. I like them together. They're opposites, but they work for each other. And in the episode where they switch bodies, they learn more about each other. So that was really nice. This is my prediction about Isadora and Tyler when she was talking about going to this place where they're all accepted. I think it's a cult. It sounds very culty, even though they already had the cult, you know, storyline with Bianca and her mom. It feels like a cult. That's what it feels like. Um, I mean, I would hope they wouldn't do the same kind of storyline twice, but I wouldn't put it past it. I feel like it would be interesting because it's like different. Like you didn't get to see any of the cult stuff with Bianca and her mom, just the aftermath. So I think they're in a cult. That's the only thing that would make sense to me because it sounds like too good to be true to me. And then about the stalker, with Wednesday, the initial stalker. I think like we find out who it is, but she does not get punished though. But it's happening at Willow Hill, which is like the mental asylum. And Wednesday finds out like not only does she have a stalker, the stalker is doing evil things, and she's a normie. That's what they call people who are not outcast. And she's an evil normie, and she's experimenting on people. And so I'm like, what are we gonna do about that? Kind of left that hanging. So yeah, so I'm hoping they will clean that up, you know, and get that situated because I feel like that was also something that they didn't resolve. But I'm hoping in season three they'll tie that up because I'm like, she's still out on the loose. She's still out there. But you know, I guess we'll see what happens with that. So yeah, I loved season two. Have you watched season one or two or both of Wednesday? What's your favorite Adams Family movie? I probably asked that last week too. What's your favorite Adams Family movie, TV show, comic, whatever? Let me know what you think it is. I'm going to try it. I'm going to not try. I'm going to review something spooky next week since it'll be Halloween. And I will definitely be in my costume. So, yeah. Let me know what your thoughts are on Wednesday or your favorite Adams Family thing. What are you going to be for Halloween? I'll tell you all next week what I'm going to be. I don't know if you're even going to be able to see the whole costume, so I'm going to have to tell you what it is. But yeah, I will see you all next week.